and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
This is a technology, it's a computing language, and I can build an app on it.
Is Bitcoin the currency of the future?
Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew them up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew them up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Ethereum pays for my rent. Bitcoin pays for the vent. Litecoin pays for the jet. Bitcoin cash for the rest. Spent 30 racks on an ICO. What coin did you buy? I forgot, yo. Just got started last night, bro. And I'm already hooked like a pipe stove. Flipping the coin, making it grow, taking it slow, letting it go. Cash flow's growing, it's incredible to watch it flow. Stacking the cash, taking it home, making it fast. I'm on a roll. Little bit mo's all I ask for the bubble though. Currently learning about a new type of currency. Burning the dollar down like an emergency. Urgently, listen, my friends have been urging me. Coins have been surging, we're earning like urgency. We on a mission, man. Crypto maniac. Act like you don't really know about it. Stop that. Bitcoin blowing up like a bomb. Step back. Used to be a couple $100. Should've copped that. Blew up on the scene from the mind of a brainiac. Back in 2009, where the miners at? Silk Road, baby. It's gotta be anonymous. Satoshi blew up. Now we on the map.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are back at it again with another episode of Future Financial, or not Future Financial Strategies, Crypto Portfolio Updates. Good God. It is Sunday, March 31st, very end of the month. This will be coming to most of you in the general population on Thursday, April 4th. Going into April, going to be some interesting times. We want to give a shout out to the sponsor of the show and the platform and me, Delta Investment Tracker app. If you are not utilizing Delta Investment Tracker app, I suggest you take a look down in the comments and give it a whirl. I've got a referral link down there. I don't get anything out of it. It's just my way of showing my support for the platform. It's something that I personally use heavily. I'm tapped in there daily because on the pro feature, you get the live update. So I actually know what the actual price is of everything at all times. It makes me feel good when I need to tap in on my holdings, see if there's moves that need to be made, farms that need to be tilled, positions that need to be checked in on. And I like it a lot. It's really clean, constantly getting better. They're always hitting it with new updates. Now, also, for those of you looking to take your investments to the next level, join us in Circa 84. I do have a referral link down in the description for that as well. In-depth conversations, more into the weeds. I am putting together a special paywall exclusive tutorial set that will be living over in Circa 84 and eventually on my own platform. With some tips of the trade that I don't have out in the general lexicon, the general algorithm, the public view. We'll be going over things such as how to work a VPN, reasons for a VPN, in-depth strategy, some in-depth how-tos that are specific to my specific niche within the space. I'm going to throw together some videos that kind of delve into some liquidity providing, liquidity farming, why do it, benefits of it, why it is the lane that I've chosen for myself. Then that's over in Circa 84. Last but not least, we want to give a shout out to the Bag Chasers. Shout out Bag Chaser family. Now, if you are in Circa 84 in that Discord or in the Bag Chaser Discord, that is the Bag Chasers. That is not my Discord or group. It is Anton Daniels of AntonDaniels.com's group, of which I am a member. It's my way of contributing back to the collective, and giving them some accurate, in-depth advice. Bag Chasers and Circa 84 family both get this day of the recording, so they will be catching this on Sunday, March 31st. Everyone else gets it 72 hours later on Thursday, April 4th. gives them a little pre-alpha. That group does get access to my videos ahead of time, and eventually, should I set up my own Patreon or something of the like to support the channel while we're in the process of getting ourselves over the hump of monetization on YouTube. I'm kind of waiting until we get that set up on YouTube because I'd like it to be members / Patreon, something of the like. But we'll see about it. I mean, I'm probably not gonna. I don't have the time to set it up appropriately, and I don't want to stress myself out having to be forced to record videos. So, it's going to be a little bit, but we're moving in that direction. There will be paywall content. And the people over in Circa 84, I do have stuff coming for them that will be obviously replicated over into my space whenever that time comes, but it'll be living over on Circa 84 pre that. And yeah, we're going to keep it moving. So we're going to jump right into the fun stuff, and then we're going to jump into the topic of the video. So let's bring to the screen, get me out of the screen, put this on the screen. Let's take a look and see what the crypto market is doing at the moment. Right now, Bitcoin, same as last week, we're still sitting at 49.5% Bitcoin dominance. It's Bitcoin season. Bitcoin is where the energy's at. Stuff is popping off, bubbling, frothing, if you would, around the edges in the altcoin space, but we are by no means in altcoin season yet. People don't get it twisted. We need to see this Bitcoin dominance dropping down to 45% or lower. Ethereum dominance is at 15.4%. Gas fees are at 19 GUI. Fees are high. We're going to talk about that later on as well. Right now, the top trending coins per CoinGecko, shout outs to CoinGecko, are Catcoin, Propbase, and Silly Dragon. I know nothing about any of those, but let's jump into the fun list, people. We're going to talk about the top 5 gainers and losers in the cryptocurrency space at the time of recording. I am super excited. It's sideways up. I'm liking it. Stuff's moving. Stuff's moving in the right direction. The stuff that's going down isn't going down much. This is a very sideways market. It's almost as though everything is waiting to see what Bitcoin's going to actually do this week. And it's looking like we're going to be going up. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. We normally don't have too long a sideways. It looks like buys are being made in the background. I'm seeing a lot of energy flowing, but let's get into this list. At rank 658, we have Dream Machine Token, DMT, with a gain of 95.5%. At number 2, we have at rank 57, Core, CORE, with a gain of 94.5% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 937, Pepe 2.0, PEPE 2.0, with a gain of 45.6% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 469, Art Trade, ATR, dyslexia trying to get at me there, with a gain of 47.5% in the last 24 hours. And at number 5, last but not least, we have Strike X at rank 550, STRX, with a gain of 43.8% in the last 24 hours. Moving over to the biggest losers list. At number 1, we have at rank 179, Cat in Dog's World, MEW, with a loss of 22.5% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, at rank 941, we have Boba Cat, PSPS, with a loss of 20.7% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 537, Syncus, SYNC, with a loss of 20% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have REI Network, at rank 486, REI, with a loss of 15.3% in the last 24 hours. And at number 5, last but not least, we have at rank 995, AVAX Has No Chill, NOCHILL, with a loss of 12.9% in the last 24 hours. Moving right along, we're going to jump on through here, people, because you guys have information and alpha you need to get. Let's look at the portfolio. What have we done? What is going on? This week, nothing. We've got nothing going on, and I'm going to explain why. But before that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the pie chart so you guys can get a visual representation of what we've got going on within the portfolio. Obviously, out of the altcoins, Solana is still holding strong at the number one position. Went through, did some looking around, peeking in, checking to see what's going on in regards to those positions over there. Things are looking good now that we've cleared out that debt position. I don't have to worry about getting liquidated at all. Kind of looking around to see where I'm either wanting to start positions or get into positions, because our next DCA, well, we actually have our DeFi reallocation coming up this week, because last week was our dollar cost average. We dollar cost averaged in. Ethereum fees are stupid high, which makes it not advantageous for me to flow money through that chain. So what we're doing is we're going to run on a holding pattern. I've got stuff over there. I've got some USDC waiting to get deployed, but I want to add to the pool because at this juncture, anything under $500 is just not worth moving on that chain because it is expensive over there. So we're going to wait until the next dollar cost average, or depending on what the cash outs are looking like over on our Ethereum chain. We've had some stuff going on over on that chain. If we get a healthy cash out, we might be able to either add to the pool or something. But as it sits right now, not worth moving. Moving on down, we have our top 10 holdings. So at number 1, we have Lido Staked Ether, STETH. At number 2, we have Solana, SOL. At number 3, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 4, we have Synthetics Network, SNX. At number 5, we have Camelot Token, GRAIL. At number 6, we have Injective Protocol, INJ. At number 7, we have Arbitrum, ARB. At number 8, we have Superverse, SUPER. At number 9, we have Synapse, SYN. And at number 10, we have Dimension, DYME. Oh, DYM. Oh, geez. I started spelling out the whole word. I was like, why is there so many letters here? So that's the top 10 that we've got. Now, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to do the blurb, and then we will do the quick hits news brought to you by Delta Investment Tracker app. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this out of here for a second. Now, the topic of the video is, why are you here? My prevailing narrative around the Bitcoin bull run. These are questions that you have to ask yourself. And honestly, like some of you, it might be as simple as I'm here to make money. And when we look at the battle that's going on at 70,000, you got a lot of people who got burned last year, kind of stuck it out and held, that are running for the hills scared now because they bought the peak last year. They're going to leave the market now and be like, I either broke even, made a little bit of money, and their belief system stops at Bitcoin hitting $70,000. Totally fine. The issue is going to be once we hit the bull run and they come back at the next peak, and then they're going to repeat this cycle again because the cycle that they are running with their narrative of being here for a short amount of time. They're just here to make money. Tomorrow, they're going to be in meme coins. They're going to lose money there. They're going to be in Bitcoin at the wrong times. They're going to buy the peaks. They're going to sell the dips. They're going to run an inverse of the market, constantly losing position, but constantly coming back because they see everyone else who has different narratives winning. Or they don't have a plan at all and they're just chasing the next shiny thing. Oh, so-and-so said that they made a bunch of money off this coin. Did they, though? Did they? Everybody talks. Very few people track their portfolios. Very few people are showing you where they're sitting at. Very few people are showing you that they're up 32% from the life of the portfolio, up 1.93% day over day. Very few people are showing you, as you scroll down, you can actually see how you can rack up stable coins but still be in a negative position because of fees, because the stable coins don't move. Even though it's part of an LP, the other half of those LPs are growing. But, you know, when you buy into Lido staked Ether, depending on when you bought in with the fees, you're down now. Very few people are showing you what's really going on behind the scenes. They're just saying things. And a lot of people say stuff to try to be interesting. It's interesting, to put it lightly. So when you're talking about why you're here, that's something that I always bring up, because it depends on how you look at your time in the market as to the plays that you're going to make, the way that you're going to do things. Like me personally, I'm very long-term this market. So for me, I like my portfolios to be self-funding if possible, just in case worse comes to worse. This train keeps rolling at a decent clip on its own. My personal narrative around Bitcoin is I am of the belief that Bitcoin is going to be a $1 million asset. So for me, when people ask, are you buying? Yeah, I'm always buying. Usually. We'll be making some pivots this year to get our traditional finance portfolio set up, because we're now at a point to where I want to diversify, because my portfolio will continue to grow, whether I have money directly going into it or not at this point, at a decent clip. So, but I believe in Bitcoin being $1 million asset. That is the narrative. That is the game that I believed back in 2013. Or actually, I wouldn't say I believed that in 2013. 2014, 15, when I cleared out everything that I had and went all in on Bitcoin, that was the belief system. I'm not here to get rich tomorrow. Most of the benefits of the luck of the things that they're getting ready to, oh, well, that's fortunate for you, or that's lucky, or you got lucky in the market, or, oh, it worked out for you, is a decade's worth of work. Actually, a little bit over a decade now. But people only want to look at the finish line, which is fine, because we're almost to the point where we're going to be crossing that finish line, and then things are going to get real interesting, because then we're gonna ratchet up the game. Game becomes something different. But that's been my overarching belief this entire time. So everything that I've done has been to accumulate. And then, you know, as far as the bull runs go, my narrative around Bitcoin, $1 million asset. So we're buying a lot. We're positioning ourselves to buy more. We're getting set up to where we'll be able to continue to invest and buy with other assets. And we're going to start having some capital flow within my own personal ecosystem. And all of it is set up so that we can always and indefinitely and in perpetuity be acquiring more Bitcoin. That's the name of the game. Now, how we get to that point, there should also be things in place to where, like, I don't want to have to work forever, but I also don't want to sell off assets. But that reoccurring theme for me is Bitcoin's going to $1 million at some point. I'm not saying it's going to $1 million this year. I don't know if it's going to go to $1 million by 2030. Might be a little bit further out than that, but I do believe that we'll see $1 million Bitcoin. I don't know what that means for the overarching macroeconomic scape, because $1 million Bitcoin, I always have thought that, like, that meant that the other markets are burning in chaos, and I'm here for it. So it was kind of my way of opting out of a system that I don't like, but believing that you should use all tools to get ahead. We will be using some of the mechanisms of that traditional finance system to continue to make it so that as we're hedging out, we are also capable of navigating within the system without burning up the core of what we're building out to be our wealth foundation. My narrative around the bull runs are times for me where you make life-changing pivots. The last pivot that we did, we cleared out all of our debt, all the consumer debt, secured our living situation so that we weren't at the behest of things beyond our control in regards of rent going up. We secured our first property. This go round, we're looking at either doing a renovation, a large scale I'd say a medium scale renovation project on the current property, or we are going to be looking at purchasing a second property. Prefer to purchase a second property, but it just depends on what the market's doing and what the play could be. Because if we can play the game one more time and run a little bit deeper into the bull run and get some of that blow off top benefit, then we're going to go ahead and do that. As we move forward, though, so the plays that we make during the bull run, you see a little bit more into altcoins, into alt positions, and we're looking and driving down that road because they tend to outperform. What we're not doing this year is we're trying to not play as wild. I'm not playing in meme coins this year. We've got a portfolio to a good size to where we don't have to necessarily be in those positions. Like the meme coins that I do have are meme coins that I got for free that I can either farm them or they're just airdropped to my wallet, because being in the Solana ecosystem, stuff just gets airdropped in there. But we're not actively pursuing the highest risk degenerate gambling plays. I don't need to do that. I want to manage my portfolio like a hedge fund. So it's a lot more tame than what it usually is. We're really focusing in on generating income and moving into liquidity positions. Obviously, we are touching on some narratives, though. Gaming, GameFi, and AI are two things that we're getting ready to start headlong moving into position on. Those are going to be some of the next plays that I make. I guess some of the final plays winding down pre-alt season are going to be AI and GameFi. We've got a couple of GameFi positions, but we're going to start flowing into those GameFi positions. I'm going to be actively looking at getting some exposure to some of these tokens, specifically in AI and GameFi. And, hopefully we can find some stuff that we can stake. We're kind of haphazardly dipping in, playing a little bit, playing a few games just to see what it is, see what's going on with it. If I find something that is particularly interesting, we might start Twitch streaming that. I also am considering Twitch streaming, getting back into Albion Online and getting into that as well. We'll see what it is. Because I feel like Twitch, we need to do something that's actual game related, because that's what the platform was supposed to be for. And we can talk about whatever while I'm playing. But I think that we're going to go and start looking at doing that. I'm pretty sold on that idea. We're going to get something going on over there to play. But having that thesis, having that narratives has helped me stabilize and grow my portfolio better and consistently than I would say anybody else, because most people aren't tracking their actual portfolios. And if they are tracking, they don't want to talk about it, which is fine. I only talk of that's the reason we don't talk about specific coins over here. Every once in a while, I'll throw a platform out there to kind of give some gems that I have plays on, that I utilize, and that I put my money in. But I don't shill out specific projects for that exact reason. We can talk about stuff. We have our Guns and Butter monthly crypto roundup where we sit, talk, have questions, go deep dive on stuff. And those conversations are some of my favorite conversations, not going to lie. Chat lives matter. Chat goes hard in there. And we have people push back. We have people that are pro crypto, people that are anti crypto, people that are very skeptical, people that are just learning and just starting out. But I have an overarching thesis, and even when people bring tokens to my attention that are probably going to do well during the bull run, I'm not going to say that they're not. I'm they don't fit into my strategy. They don't fit with what I'm doing. I have the way that I want to do things, and I have a strategy that has been working, that has been yielding results. So every single opportunity that's presented to me is not acted upon. Sometimes I'll throw a little guessing game money over there and just see what we can do. But outside of that, it's like I'm not going headlong into a project because somebody said it's going to the moon. Like we're not at that space anymore. Like that was bull run number 1, 2013 when I first got in. At the end of a bull run, that was the actual first full bull run cycle that I went through. We were doing that. We were chasing the shiny thing. That was the most ineffective way to build out the portfolio. We were aping into stuff, going all in. Did not work out. And now that we have a more professional portfolio, a good size, good amount of capital that we have under management within said portfolio, we're not risking the entirety of the portfolio to go chase shiny things. Like I have a very minute amount of money that I want to put into those types of plays. My narrative for the bull run right now is ecosystems. I am looking at ecosystems I provide liquidity in. I am looking at AI and GameFi. Those are my 3. So like if I'm on a chain, I'm trying to get all over in the chain. The moves that we've been making over in the Cosmos ecosystem, they've had a couple of coins that have been making some moves over there. They've been making some noise over there. And we're kind of just slowly scaling out within that ecosystem and getting onto other chains, making other plays. We're on Osmosis. We're on Celestia. We're doing Injective Protocol. We're doing Cosmos Injective, Celestia. We're going to be touching on Akash here pretty soon because that's over there as well, and that's going to be one of my blue chip AIs for sure. And stuff that provides staking, obviously, or allergies, or liquidity providing, and that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm like, am I getting paid money to hold this? The only coin that one of the few coins actually, because we have a position in Gamma. We're not staking that yet because the position isn't finished. We also have the position in Super. That's the only one that I'm really just kind of sitting around holding is the Super position. And it's performed very well for just buying and holding tokens. It's amazing. I would prefer if I could stake it or do something with it. Like it's just what it is. It's just the way that I am. I want some sort of action on the coins that I'm holding. But having that narrative keeps me focused. It keeps me looking and constantly checking within the narratives and the thesis that I have for opportunities. And we'll win that way. There's going to be a billion ways to win, but zeroing in and figuring out why you're in this space, because if you're only in this space for the short time period, then the bull runs are the only times that those people should be active, because the rest of the time you're putting in work and building up for the bull run anyway. But most of those people who are short term are only here for that run up, and then they leave the market and then come back for the next run up, which is fine. Like that's fair. But for me, with my thesis, it's Bitcoin's going to $1 million. There's no other asset to convert those coins over to that are going to perform as well as of right now, based on math. So for me, it's leaving the market is just, I just don't do it. I'm like, there's no reason for this. I'd rather ride the dip out in the asset that's going to perform the best. And at the end of the bull run, when all the people who came to play in the casino are leaving, I'm converting into things that I'm very long-term on, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink. And I'll ride that down. However low that goes, I ride those dips and then start accumulating again to add to the pool that I have. And it's like every time this time of year rolls around, everybody's like, oh, wow, like you've got X amount. Like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I can't. And it's like, well, I just don't ever sell. Like, if you just don't ever sell and you keep buying, and the thesis is this is going to $1 million, then yes, I want as much Ethereum. If Bitcoin's going to $1 million, and I believe Ethereum's going to $20,000. Then until we get to $1 million and 20,000, like until you get to those metrics, there's no thought of even selling. And then once you get to those metrics, it's like, do you want to sell? Because the Ethereum, that produces passive income for me the way that I have it set up and the way that I'm utilizing it. So now I've just got a really high priced asset that is also producing 3% a year. Like, that's not bad at all. Like, we're not complaining about that. But that's my thesis. You have to have yours. You have to have, obviously, the token mix is going to be different. I think that everybody should have Bitcoin. I honestly think that everybody should have Ethereum, at least in the staked form. But I 100% believe, without question of it, without shadow of a doubt, everybody should have Bitcoin in their cryptocurrency portfolio, or any portfolio. Like, you should have exposure to Bitcoin. Like, it just makes no sense at this point. Like, you're not gonna not have the best performing asset in the last 15 years period in any space and not have any exposure. Like, that's just wild to me if you're trying to grow wealth. But having that focus and those goals, because like when people are cashing out, I'm just like, into what? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you really buying a car with Bitcoin? Like, you're cashing out Bitcoin to go buy a toy. Like, you're cashing out, like, it just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me personally, because of my thesis. I'm just like, that's going to $1 million. Like, you're just going to spend that intentionally, unless you're doing it the way that I showed you on Future Financial Strategies, which is using Bitcoin as a hyper accelerated savings during the bull run. That makes sense. We've got to play on that. We're also potentially not gonna spend that. There's a possibility. Like, I mean, and I'm even looking at that like, hey, is there a way we can set this up to save it? But in that scenario, if it's specifically for that, but if it's at the expense of you not having any Bitcoin, like, that's wild to me with the narrative that I have, because if my thesis and narrative is right, ugh, them toys is expensive at that point. But let's jump over into the next segment. We're gonna pull up the news, the quick hits news. Bitcoin hovers around $70,000. ETF products see outflows of 887 million. Now, I think that the conversation around the $70,000, I think we see a lot of people who are, obviously, as we stated before, are selling. They're selling. They're taking their profits. They're getting their money off the table. They're happy that the peak that they bought last year, they came out a little bit of ahead. They saved themselves. They're like, whew, I'm lucky. And sold off. Now, when they come back in during the actual bull run after we hit the halving in April, and they come back, they're coming back into worse positions. It's just going to be what it is. Now they thought that they were savvy, and now they're getting back in on another trade. At least they're starting early, hopefully this time. Those who come in when we start doing our meteoric spikes, coming in at way worse positions, and then hopefully this time around they don't get saddled with a bag. Oh geez. So let's take a look here. So we got MicroStrategy buys 9,245 more Bitcoin at 623 million. Now owns 1% of the total Bitcoin supply. While you guys are selling off, thinking you're getting out of the market and you're savvy, saved your skin, saved your bacon. Hey, I broke out even. These companies are buying those positions, and you can only come back at a worse position. Like I said, they have a thesis similar to mine that Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Obviously, they're buying it all. Avalanche Foundation to launch phase 1 of its meme coin rush. That's going to be something interesting to watch. Avalanche is trying to get some traction over on their train. They are going in on meme coins. I mean, their meme coins are having their season. You get those degenerates over there. You get capital flowing through your chain. There's going to be transaction fees. There'll be money to be made. Might have to start looking at Avalanche liquidity position. See if there's something over there that's interesting to get some action on that chain, because I currently do not have anything going on over there. Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin announces novel staking model, Rainbow Staking. No idea what that is, but we're going to have to be doing some research this week, because if it comes from Vitalik, it's probably going to hit the ecosystem, and I probably need to know what that is, because I am staking. I am a staker. So this is going to be interesting. DYDX to undergo $110.33 million unlock April 1st. Going to be interesting. Look at that token. We'll see if they sell, stake, or sell or stake. Basically, it's going to be, do they hold those tokens? Do they sell them off? Are we going to see a dip on DYDX? These are good things to know, good things to prepare for. Some people like to pre-sell this to potentially buy back in if they think that there's going to be a massive sell-off and you believe in it. If you were looking at getting into position, these types of opportunities, when they do these massive unlocks, could be the dip that you're looking for. Remember, nothing goes up in a straight line, nothing goes down forever. Well, I guess in crypto, it could go down to forever if it's a garbage platform, but DYDX is not a garbage platform, so I would look at it as an opportunity if you were interested in getting in position on that. April 1st, I would check the prices and see what the flow does. Google incorporates Ethereum name service data into its search results. For those who think that Ethereum isn't important or isn't being utilized or doesn't have a lot of commercial backing or doesn't have money parked on its chain, you can go check to see how much money is parked on the chain. But Google's incorporated the ENS name search on there, which is pretty interesting, pretty awesome. You can search wallets directly. Fun fact that isn't on here, they also have Bitcoin address search capabilities. You can search Bitcoin addresses within Google now. Things are getting serious. These products are not going away. Use case, people. It's what it is. Fully permissionless proposals and withdrawals activated on Optimism Sepolia. Interesting. Fully permissionless. Innovation on the layer 2s. Gotta love it. Fidelity amends ETH ETF application to include staking capabilities. Now, this is something to keep in mind. When these ETFs get approved, they will at some point. For those who are in the traditional finance space that build their portfolios out, like I build my portfolios out, they are income focused. This is going to produce income as well as have upside, because Ethereum can be staked. Personally, I prefer holding the physical asset, but in a traditional financial space, this is going to be interesting. All the FIRE passive income dividend portfolio people are not talking about these products. And they're going to outperform the products that they're talking about collectively. I know, because my favorite thing that I got from that space, my favorite pick, QYLD, can't hold a flame, can't even compare to the value proposition of what I'm currently utilizing as my base layer, which is YBTC. Come Monday, the game is changing for my traditional finance portfolio. It's YBTC all day, both portfolios. Booyah. Done. Let's talk about it. BlackRock introduces a digital asset fund, deposits 100 million USDC on Ethereum network. On Ethereum network, BlackRock just deposited $100 million in USDC on the Ethereum network, people. They didn't deposit $100 million on Solana. They didn't deposit $100 million on Cardano. They deposited it on Ethereum. Again, use case. Again, where's the money going? It is what it is, people. We don't argue with math. Things are what they are. All these projects are going to do good. I understand that Ethereum's always a slow mover during the bull run, and everything is supposed to take it out, and then it just snaps off and just completely outperforms everything. And it's going to be around. They have At this point in time, with where the money's going and who's backing it, they are the too big to fail. They're the next iteration of the internet until the narrative changes, until the money moves. It is what it is. You don't have to like it, but it's very hard to argue. And that's going to be the end of the news, brought to you by Delta Investment Tracker Apps. We did the quick hit. I will attach this to the video as well, so that those of you who want to come in, do your own research, dig into the longer form content, maybe want to reference this, it'll be there for you. Until next time, people, it's your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero, and are out of here. Peace.
Cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency. She love cryptocurrency. Me have a hot sexy girl. Whoa. Yeah. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Decentralized like a blockchain. Anyway you see me, girl, you know it now go stop wait. Pull up in the Beamer or the Benz, or the Bentley. Cryptocurrency, that's what we spending. We not in a lending. No for them a stake, yo. We not in a renting. Bad mind fussy them. Once see we ending. Smiling out with face, but call that pretending. Now left me 9 milli. Girl, so we trending. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. She love cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency. She love cryptocurrency. Made a mass wallet. Cryptocurrency. Coinbase wallet. Stack it up. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. She love how me DeFi. It's how me make she feel high. Digital currency, I what she need. Inflation make the dollar get